Hi, I'm doing this video in memory of a girl called Jessica Forsyth. For those of you who don't know who she is, she died a few years ago, a couple of years ago. And then this is a story from her parents about what happened to her, and a bit like a tribute video, really. Okay. The story from Jessica's parents. February the 6th, 2008. Jessica had a minimum day at school and had got out at 12:15 because of the back to school night. She wanted to go home with Boomer, which was her horse, so Craig took her to Shandori at about 2 o'clock. He had emailed Jay, he's Doreen's husband, who loved Jessica. She thought of him like a granddad and a great friend. The night before, to see if she could come, he said sure, that he'd be home. When they arrived, Jay was trimming trees and doing work outside the ranch. Craig told her to call him when she was about done and he would pick her up. About 2.5 hours later, Craig hadn't heard from her, which wasn't usual since she spent about an hour playing with her horse, Boomer. So he left to go pick her up. He called her about a couple of times to let her know that he was on his way, but she never answered. He got to Shandori about 5, about 5:10, and Jay was outside mowing the lawns. Craig asked where Jessica was, and Jay said that he thought that she was out taking pictures of the horses because he thought he saw Boomer already put away in the pasture. Craig called out for her, but she did not answer, so we went to the tack room to look for her, but found it was still open, so she knew that she hadn't put Boomer away. He then went to look for her and found her playing outside the arena, but she was already gone. Boomer was not with her. The saddle was hanging from the fence, and he was later found around the pasture about 300 yards away from Jessica, wearing his bridle and dragging the broken reins. Always documenting her life, Jessica did take 40 pictures and 6 videos that day, which have helped us figure out what happened. The videos depict a completely ordinary day. Fields were being mowed in the property, horses were running in the adjacent pasture, and crop dusters were flying. They had a fun afternoon, Boomer free lunging, splashing in the water, galloping across the fence with stirrups flying, and racing horses in the nearby pasture full of energy. In one of the videos Jessica recorded, Boomer was galloping along the fence line with, and whilst watching, 5 horses running in the adjacent pasture. He ran into the arena corner very aggressively, then stopped, then ran away from the corner and turned around and ran back into the corner again, and stopped. This kept hitting against the fence, making it shake. We think Boomer wanted to run with the other horses. This was important because this is where the accident occurred. In the next clip, which happens to be Jessica's second to last video, she was jumping Boomer bareback over a branch he popped up on the fence. It was no more than 3 inches 3 foot high at any point, about 12 foot long, and not very wide in the middle. A bit wider than on the far end where the leaves were. The first attempt was in the canter. He refused by shouldering out to the left, and after a minute off screen they reapproached the branch, this time at trot. He popped over calmly and beautifully. The next couple of attempts were very nice canters on the branch back and forth. The last video on the camera shows Jessica and Boomer walking away from the camera, moving to the end of the branch up to the top rung of the arena fence, making the middle of the branch somewhat higher, maybe about 3'6" or something like that. There was nothing after that. Her battery probably ran out, so this is where we left to sort out the details we know, and those we don't know. This is where all the speculation starts. If she jumped the branch again safely, she would have come back to the camera and noticed that it had stopped, and put new batteries in it. She always carried extra charged batteries with her. Jessica was found lying about 4 foot outside the arena fence. It's clear that they flipped over the fence and Boomer landed on her, barely catching the top of her helmet as her face and the rest of her body appeared unharmed, crushing her skull and breaking her neck. What we believe to happen, based on all the evidence we have and on past history, is that Boomer became frightened or bolted after one of the jumps, something that Jessica talks about in one of her YouTube videos, Why I Don't Release More, where she shows occasionally Boomer would bolt or run out after a jump. In a struggle to stop, they flipped over the fence. She'd been taught, as many jumpers are, to use the arena fence to slow down and eventually stop him. It is clear that from the video that it was a pretty dangerous situation. It is pretty easy to see that a situation like this could lead to the accident. Boomer not being able or willing to stop, and in the struggle they flip over the fence. Her being bareback and not having the leverage or security of the saddle to control him as precisely, while he is panicking. For those who have heard or told the stories about her possibility attempting the jumping the arena fence, this is not a possible scenario. In addition to the evidence above, Jessica had bruises on both hands to indicate that she was pulling very hard on the reins for a time, not something that we've seen when she was attempting to jump a huge fence. She landed quite close to the fence, whereas a failed jump attempt would have been very likely to propel her body much further away from it. Finally, when you add in the things that we know about our daughter, the jump doesn't make sense. We know she was very smart. While she may have been absolutely fearless, as many young people are, she was careful and methodical in her jumping advancement, as can be seen from the videos from that day. It is inconceivable to us that she would not have been jumping from 4 foot as the highest in the saddle, suddenly decide to jump more than a 4'6" bareback fence, with not enough distance to land on the other side, and a very clear danger of a high solid fence. The direction that they went over the fence from the tree was about 15 foot in front of them, and a wire fence about 3 to 4 foot behind the tree. Let's not forget, her camera was not facing the accident arena. We know all we can that Jess loved to video everything. She would have put those new batteries in and turned the camera for sure. We have no doubt in our minds that she would never have tried to jump in the arena fence, putting herself and Boomer in danger. Anyone thinks that she would doesn't know Jessica. We know in our hearts that Boomer didn't mean to hurt her. We also come to realise that this bolting problem was a bigger problem than we knew. Even as he's being ridden now without any jumping, it's a behaviour that he sometimes falls into, and we're working hard to refrain him from it. There was no one in the arena to see what happened. However, she was not the ranch alone. She has never been at any ranch riding alone. Jay saw her riding for the few hours she was there and talked to her. They were going to go inside and put the videos on the computer as soon as he'd done mowing the lawns. We do know that the accident happened sometime after 4:15 because the last text message was at 4:15. We don't believe that if anyone had been standing right there, that the outcome would have been any different. We have come to realise that once things are in motion, there is often no stopping Boomer, or any other horse for that matter. There is an example on Jess Jumper Boomer MySpace, My Stand to Dismount, where it shows people in the arena with her and when Boomer refused her to jump and everyone was helpless. All they could do was watch. We had to learn the hard way of much of their mind of their own horses have, and how helpless a rider can be, even one as talented as Jessica. Of course, this has been the worst tragedy we can imagine, and we love and miss Jessica with all our hearts, and we're eager to be with her every day. But we want you all to know that we are happy that we gave Jessica the life with her horse Boomer. Sometimes we question, of course, we would trade anything to give her back, but we also know if truly it was her time to go. We know she died doing what she loved more than anything else in the world. She said that herself her day before the accident. It is very possible that if we'd given that life with Boomer and God was going to take her away from us, then we might be grieving an even more senseless loss, like losing her to a car accident or disease. We do not find solace that she was so happy and in love with Boomer, as her amazing smile shows in all her photos. Again, thank you for the outpouring of love and support you've sent all the way since Jessica was taken from us. We have no idea how touching it can be, and to see a heartfelt tribute video. There are so many, or comment made by every far-off friend who was touched by the amazing girl that Jessica was. There are treasures that we cherish every single day. We hope you find this information helpful, and thank you for your understanding that we waited so long to share our story. The loss of our daughter is so immense that, quite honestly, it took us this long to be able to face this part of the process. Please continue to share your love and support on Jessica's memorial MySpace or on her YouTube videos, as well as Boomer's videos. Sincerely, Craig and Angela Forsyth. Well, that was the story that her parents put on about her death and explaining why.